All right, welcome, Champ Car Racers. Welcome to your virtual drivers meeting for your TireRack.com Champ Car Endurance Series event at the Ozarks International Raceway. First time the Champ Car has been there, first time for almost anybody to be there. We are super excited about being at this brand new track. We went there last year and kind of toured the place when it was under construction, and super excited about it. But without further ado, let's roll into the usual parts of this thing, including a huge thank you to our sponsors, obviously Tire Rack for being our series sponsor and the event sponsor for our championship event. And reading right off the page so I get them right, Frozen Rotors, Racing Radios, Lifeline Fire Suppression, RVA Graphics and Wraps, they'll be at the event, UUC Motorworks, NLA Parts, Chandler School, who's on board again for following several years of sponsoring our Sportsmanship Award. I really like talking about that award. It's one of my favorites to give out, so I'll talk more about that at the award ceremony. And our class sponsors, Discovery Parts, MoneyShiftRacing.com, Krispy Kreme, and a new class sponsor that's come on board with us this year, Hawk Racing Brake Pads. I think some of their folks are going to be on board too with the Flying Ghost team. So please express your thanks to the Hawk guys for being on board with us this year. Always a huge thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate you guys very much. Okay, moving into the meat and potatoes of this thing. I say this a lot, but this time I really actually mean it. There's a lot to unpack at this event. So please pay attention. I'm going to try not to bore you guys to death and go into too much detail so I don't lose your focus and attention on this. But as I said a minute ago, this is a brand new track for Champ Car, brand new track for almost everyone else. Many of you, I'm sure, have heard about the NASA event there and some other events that have been run. And to say the least, it is a challenging track. It looks like a really exciting track to drive, but it looks like a track that will bite you and punish you if you get beyond your means too quick and too soon. And since we're all basically going here for the first time, all of us should be on guard about how we drive out there. So what that means is bring a healthy dose of patience and flexibility. And that goes just beyond the racing. That goes to load in, tech registration, everything. I was just discussing this with Paulie before we started recording. This is our first time there, even as an organization. Every other place we go to, even if we have to make small changes or corrections, we at least know where the doors are and the power outlets are. We don't know any of that going here. We have a plan of where we're going to set up tech and registration and how things are going to flow. It'll be the usual process flow. Go to tech if you need to, come to registration, make sure your drivers and your crew is all signed up, all that kind of stuff. But just please bring a huge dose of patience and flexibility. The garages, we've never done parking there, so I'm not 100% sure what rigs are going to fit where. The track was designed to fit any kind of full professional race organization. So that means 18-wheeler haulers, rigs, that kind of stuff. So there should be more than enough space for people's rigs. But again, because we haven't been there, I can't say for sure exactly what rig is going to fit in what space, exactly how the garages line up, that kind of stuff. The garages kind of line up back to back, but kind of staggered and offset. You'll see it in the garage diagram when I send out. But again, just please be flexible. Please be patient as we roll through this thing. There's going to be a lot of things that we're learning for the first time. So moving on, as I mentioned, load-in day. If this is your first time with Champ Car ever, or if you just haven't raced with us in a long time and you want a deeper dive into some of the things that I'm not going to talk about in this session, more stuff about how the race is going to unfold, how we officiate a race, please take some time to watch our new to Champ Car driver video. There's a link to it in the same email that this video came in, and it is also on our forum. It is sticky at the top of the race event section. We recorded that a couple years ago, so there are some new things, specifically Flagtronics, that is not mentioned in the video, but it will give you a real good deep dive into how we officiate the race and how we manage pit lane. Also, Friday, load-in day, 4 o'clock. Again, if you're new to Champ Car Racing, or if you just want a refresh, if you're going to be over the wall or driving, please come to the new to Champ Car drivers meeting. That'll be 4 o'clock Friday afternoon at the event. Again, we'll talk about some very event-specific stuff there. So attendance is mandatory if this is your first time with Champ Car. Again, first time with Champ Car at all, not first time racing, even if you race with other clubs. Please come to that meeting because we talk a lot about our pit lane procedures, and those are different than what you might be used to. Speaking of pit lane, while it's fresh and it's at the top of my little list here, long pants on pit lane. Track requires long pants on pit lane for everyone. It's in the contract and it's a requirement. And honestly, this is something you're going to start seeing at more and more tracks as we move forward. There's a couple of tracks that already have it in the contract for this year, for 2022. So something you might as well start planning for and getting used to. But long pants on pit lane. And that adds on to our provisions of no flip-flops, sandals, or any kind of open-toed shoes on pit lane. Please lace up closed-toed shoes on pit lane. We'll get into the stuff about what you need to wear going over the wall, which is completely separate. But obviously that requires closed-toed shoes too. But on pit lane, please, we don't want to see your feet. We certainly don't want to see your feet get hurt. So closed-toed shoes and long pants on pit lane for everyone, please. Load-in day. If you have a 2022 tech inspection sticker on your car already, you do not need to go back through tech inspection. Take yourself over to registration, go through that process there, get your wristbands for your pit passes and your drivers and all that good sort of stuff, and you'll be good to go. If you have not been through tech inspection yet this year in 2022, then you need to take your car through tech. Remember that you need to have your tech form submitted electronically before you get to tech inspection, right? So crew chiefs, team captains, when you log into your system, there'll be a tab there that says submit a tech sheet. If you haven't done it already, click on that, fill out all the base information for your car, your base VPI, all your additional points for modifications, cost of material, whatnot. It will tally up your total vehicle points index thing, and it will save, and then you go to tech, and when the tech inspectors look at your car, they will open that form, and that's where they will record your safety inspection, and that's the mechanism for them to click on to give you your annual tech inspection. If you've made changes to your car since your tech inspection, you need to go in and update your tech sheet. If you've changed anything, taken points, valued stuff off, or put stuff on, you can update it. You do not need to go back through tech inspection. Tech inspection is about safety, and as long as you haven't changed any of your safety stuff, meaning your fire system, your belts, that kind of stuff, then you don't need to go back through tech inspection. But remember, it is your responsibility to get your tech form submitted properly, because when we go to impound, that's what we're going to print off, is your most recently submitted tech form, and that needs to accurately represent your car as it is at impound. All right, let's talk about the rest of Friday on the track stuff, the practice sessions. We are going to be running sessions. I'm going to keep the sessions to about 50 minutes, give or take. I haven't settled on exactly the time because I do need to talk to the track manager when I get there. We need to give the corner workers a little bit of time between the sessions to take care of themselves. We're going to be working them long and hard on Saturday and Sunday, and we don't want to abuse them on Friday. Plus, if I let the practice session just run completely open, then it turns into a third day of racing, which we don't want. So I am going to run sessions on Friday. They'll be, as I said, probably about 45 minutes, maybe 50 minutes long. Gotten some feedback from the NASA folks when they ran there. And one of the suggestions was to allow drivers the opportunity to really learn the track before you start driving it fast and driving it at speed. It is a very challenging track. It is a technical track. There's a lot of blind corners, blind entries. It's a challenging track. So what we're going to do, first, I'm going to suggest to you guys that for each session, you put a new driver in, first time for a driver. Anytime a driver's out for the very first time, you put them in at the start of the session. In other words, don't try to run all 3 or 4 of your drivers through in the first session. So each session, I'm going to keep the track under full course caution for about 10 minutes at the start of the session. That will allow every driver in the car, that's hopefully in the car for the first time, 10 minutes under caution to circle the track and do as best you can to learn how the track goes, how it flows, where the entry points are and whatnot. So that's my plan, is to keep it under caution for about the first 10 minutes. So if you plan to put a brand new driver in at the start of each session, that will allow each driver the chance to learn the track a little bit under caution. What I'm told from some of the folks that have been in the more recent races there is that it's a fun track, but it will punish mistakes severely. And I don't want people to lose cars 10 minutes into a practice session on Friday. Ideally, I want you guys to race all day Saturday and all day Sunday and have a great time and want to come back to the track again next year. So to that end, we're going to keep the Friday practice session really tightly controlled so that you guys can learn the track and we can avoid crashes. If there are any incidents on Friday, breakdowns, cars off track, that kind of stuff, We will be black flagging the entire field and bringing you guys in while we recover the cars that are out there, whether it's a flat tow or a wrecker or whatever. Again, it's a practice session, and I don't want to put the rescue workers in any unnecessary danger or harm or whatnot being out there. It is just a practice session. So if somebody breaks down, somebody goes off, they need to be recovered, expect that we will go black flag and bring you all in while we recover the car. So just plan for that. We will be running Flagtronics on Friday. As you guys cycle through registration, you get the units in your cars, you can get some experience with using them. The units are free right now because we have not gone completely live with the system. It is still technically in kind of an R&D period, but we are really zeroing in on this thing. Almost all the little bugs have been worked out. It is working fantastically. Yes, there are still a few bugs, and especially since this is our first time at this track, some of the positioning and the geo fences for the zones may have to be adjusted and manipulated, but we're going to learn that on Friday as we run the events. What that means is I really want everybody to have a unit. We're bringing enough for everyone. They are free to use. If you have one already, that's terrific. If you don't have one, you can get a loaner. If you like it, you want to buy it, you can buy it at the track, but we want everybody to have a unit in the car. No, they are not mandatory. We have not gone mandatory with them yet. But I really want you to have one in the car. If you have a problem out on the racetrack and you're missing flags, you're passing under yellow, and you don't have a Flagtronics unit in the car, you're not going to get a lot of sympathy from me for penalties, right? Because we're giving you these terrific tools, and if you don't avail yourself of them, then there's kind of not a lot I can do. So please do us all a favor and get the unit. It's free. Pick it up, try it out. Trust me, you're going to love the thing. Everybody I know that was even kind of iffy on them that has tried them has really come to like them. So Flagtronics. Take a minute to read through the SUPs. There's a lot of information in this thing. I got to give Bill some props. It's not like me to give Bill credit for stuff, but in this one, I got to give him some props. Paulie's shaking his head. Bill puts a lot of effort into putting information in these things. So try not to bore you guys too much with this video. So detailed information is in the SUPs. Please take a little bit of time and read through the SUPs. I get questions about new drivers and taking passengers around. This is what we do at Watkins Glen, and I think we're going to do it this way here. Again, remember what I said at the start of this video about patience and flexibility. But my current plan is for the sessions before lunch, we are going to allow you to bring passengers in the car, but all passing on the racetrack will be point by passing only. No open passing, point by only. But you can run passengers. Again, first 10 minutes will be under caution so you can learn your way around. But this seems to work out really well at Watkins, and we've tried it at Road Atlanta, and it seems to work out okay. So expect right now that before lunch, you can run passengers in the car, but it will be point by passing only for the entire session. After lunch, I'll allow you guys to run open passing, but no passengers. Right? That seems to work out pretty well. If you've got brand new drivers or somebody you want to take around and help them shake the car out or something, gives you the opportunity to do both, drive the track at a little bit of speed and also take passengers around. So again, that's my current plan. It works at Watkins, it works at Road Atlanta. I don't see any reason why it won't work here. But again, patience and flexibility because we are learning this thing first time for everybody. I mentioned the new to Champ Car meeting Friday at 4 o'clock. Yes. That is right when practice ends. The practice session ends at 4 o'clock, and that is right when practice ends. That is kind of by design because I don't want you guys out there running, and then staggering into the meeting at the end. If you are new to Champ Car, new to racing with Champ Car, please moderate your schedule on Friday and know that you need to attend this meeting. There's no reason why you can't pull off the track a little bit early, save the car, save it intact, package it up for Saturday and Sunday, and be ready to go out and crush a really good race. So, Flagtronics again, let me circle back to Flagtronics. The track during race day, probably a good time to actually talk about the race. The track on race day, Saturday and Sunday, will be going full course yellow for any recoveries. They're not doing hot pulls there. The design of the track doesn't really lend itself well to doing locals and hot pulls. So yes, we'll be going local while we evaluate what the situation is. But if we have to go recover a car, whether it's a flat tow or a flatbed wrecker, whatever the situation is, we will be going full course yellow. Again, look for the instructions on the Flagtronics unit. It'll give you a lot more detailed information about what's going on. But you can expect to go full course yellow. So a couple things on that. First, if your car's having trouble and you think you're not going to make it around, please pull off. Please, if you make it to pit lane, make the pit lane, get your car off the track. If you continue to circulate until you break down, then we're going to have to go full course each time to pick you up and recover the car. And obviously your fellow racers are probably not going to like that a whole lot. So if you're unsure about your car, please pull in the pit lane and get the thing worked on if you have to, or take it behind the wall. If you're on track, expect to go full course yellow. Remember, please, if you see full course yellow, catch up to the field. When you're under full course yellow, if you see 2 flags at the flag stations and you see your Flagtronics unit flashing F/C, full course, you look out your windshield, you should either see the back of the pace car if you're the leader, congratulations on being the leader, or you should see the back of one of your fellow competitors. If you see nothing, no cars, then catch up to the field. The reason we're under full course is because I need the entire field packed together nice and tight so that we have a big open area of track to allow the rescue vehicles to do their job. So please catch up to the field. The one caveat to that is when you're going through the area where the rescue workers are out on the ground and are picking up the car, please slow down going through there. Don't buzz through the area where the rescue workers are at. But after that, pick back up and catch up to the field. Remember that in Champ Car, a standing yellow flag is 70% race speed. Obviously no passing, 70% race speed. A waving yellow flag is 50% race speed. Pace car usually runs at about 30-ish miles an hour. So once you're through the incident area and you're circulating the track under a double yellow, those are 2 standing yellow flags. So you can run at 70% race speed. It shouldn't take you that long to circle around and catch up to the field. It creates a huge problem when I have multiple packs of cars out there, because then I don't have the open area I need for the rescue workers to work. So please, under full course yellow, catch up to the field. It's going to happen a lot here because we're going to be going full course to pick everyone up. It is possible, it is absolutely possible for your Flagtronics unit and the physical flag that you see to not marry up and be the same for a couple of seconds. It could be that the corner worker is just pulling the flag out and they haven't pressed the button yet, or they pressed the button first and they're still pulling the flag out of the holder and getting it displayed. Whatever the discrepancy is, whether it's yellow in Flagtronics or whether you see a yellow flag, whichever the discrepancy is, if there is one, I want you to default to the safer of the 2 conditions. If you see a yellow flag, assume there's a reason for you to be under yellow. If your Flagtronics unit is flashing yellow or displaying a standing yellow and you don't see anything at the flag station, assume there's a reason that you're under yellow and drive as if you're under yellow. If there's any discrepancy in the overlap, I want you to default to the safest condition possible. Wherever you see yellow, a bed sheet in front of you or a flashing light on your dashboard, assume you're under yellow. Remember that Champ Car says you have to be past the incident and be able to see the next flag station and see that it is green, or in the physical condition of the flag, there's no flag. That's when you can go back to racing. The Flagtronics units are delineated on the track such that the first area where you should be able to see the next corner station is also the area where the Flagtronics unit will flip over to the control of that corner station. So in theory, your Flagtronics unit should see the flag station at the same time you do. So if you see no flag at the corner station, or your Flagtronics unit goes back to green, remember that the Flagtronics unit will display green. Anytime it goes from a yellow condition back to racing, your Flagtronics unit will display green on the system. So it's actively telling you that it's okay to go back to racing again. Physically, you will see no flag at the flag station. It's kind of a passive symbol. But the Flagtronics unit will actively tell you you're now out of the yellow area, and it'll go back to green, and it will stay green for about 10 seconds, and then it'll drop to nothing. If you see nothing on the Flagtronics and nothing at the flag station, obviously you're good to go racing. But just remember that as you're going through the area where the caution is, you need to be past the incident and be able to see the next flag station and see that it's clear before you can go back to racing again. It's an important thing to remember that just because you cross some imaginary line, if you still see the disabled car ahead of you and you see rescue workers out there with it, make sure you're past the incident before you go back racing again. Stuff like this we'll discuss in a little bit more detail at the drivers meeting on Saturday, but I just wanted to throw out that thing about the discrepancies now. Championship contenders. If you're eligible for the championship, congratulations. Good luck to all of you. We're going to do the same thing we did last year. Saturday and Sunday, we are going to roll the championship contenders out first. My staff will get with you guys Saturday morning before the race as you're sitting in your pit stalls there, and we will selectively roll you down. If you are not one of the contenders, and there is not somebody from my staff actively out there giving you hand signals, stay in your pit stall. After the drivers meeting, everybody goes to their pit stall, everybody gets their drivers buckled in, and we will give you directions and guidance on when to roll out. But we're going to roll the contenders first, and then after that, we will do our usual thing where we use a random number generator to pick a pit stall. That lucky pit stall will go out first, and then on Sunday, we will go opposite from that same pit stall the other way. But again, on Sunday, we'll roll the championship contenders out first. What I'm probably going to do for Saturday, because you guys are probably all wondering right now, I'm probably going to go either based on your overall point standing or maybe based on the number of races that you competed in last year. But I'll use something like that as to how I'm going to roll you guys out on Saturday, and then I'll do something different on Sunday. But still, it'll put all the championship contenders at the front of the field, and that's the best I can do for you guys. Once we go green, it's all up to you guys to get out there and race for it. Jimmy has put together a pretty interesting and creative trophy for the championship winner, so I'm excited about giving that out. Just a quick note on pit and garage assignments. They will come out in this email, the email that this video came in. The pit stalls are 30 feet long, so although we do have quite a few pit stalls that are doubled up, there's plenty of room there for everybody. But again, bring some patience and some flexibility. Just be able to share with each other. I know you guys usually do, but it's worth reminding that for this brand new track. The garages, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how the garages lay out. Like I say, they're kind of offset to each other. There should be enough room in each garage to get 2 cars in each garage area. But they're kind of offset left to right, kind of staggered from each other. So we'll just have to see when we get there. I'm sure it'll make sense once we get there and we see the numbers on the doors and we get everybody sitting there. I do have a couple of garages left, so if you are interested in a garage, email me and I will get one assigned to you. Oh, one more thing, I should point this out, just in case you didn't know. Thursday night, when we first get there, we will be holding our annual full member board meeting. All the board members will be there to conduct our annual live and in-person board meeting. It will be streamed live on the web. But if you are there, if you're there Thursday and you'd like to come attend the meeting in person, you're welcome to. I don't know how much seating space we'll have, but again, it'll be streamed live and there will be an opportunity for you guys to submit questions directly to the board. So if that's something that interests you, please tune in. It'll start around 5 o'clock Central Time, as Polly pointed out to me, Central Time, 5 o'clock Central Time. But yeah, look for more information on that as we get closer to doing it. But yeah, annual board meeting. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Thanks for making this race a really good turnout. As always, we appreciate you guys racing with us. We hope you have a really good time. ChampCar is really unique in the budget-based endurance sports car world. We're unique because we're owned by you guys. We're a member-owned club, and we're kind of unique in that we want you to race for the overall. The overall is the thing. It is all about everybody having an opportunity to race for the big win. So get out there, have a good time. Please give each other room. This is a brand new track. It's a complicated technical track. Give each other room. If you're not 100% sure of the pass, don't stick your nose in there. Be kind to each other. Drive like you own both cars. But seriously, have a good time. I'm super excited about it. Travel safely, guys. Look forward to seeing you.